Welcome to Trout Towns, the show where I take you to some of the best towns across America for trout fishing. Each episode, we'll travel to a new town to fish two specific trout streams, from freestone to limestone to tailwater and everything in between. We'll also highlight some of the great American history as well as architecture illustrated by the towns which we visit. All that and more today on Trout Towns. On this episode of Trout Towns, we're in Sante Fe, New Mexico, your home base for some of north central New Mexico's most unique and challenging wild trout fisheries. Our first stop on this trip will be to the headwaters of the Pecos River. Surrounded by hundreds of thousands of acres of Sante Fe National Forest, this relatively small, high-elevation freestone stream is brimming with wild browns and stocked rainbows. We'll then explore the outskirts of the Valles Caldera National Preserve, tackling a diminutive, cold, and altogether rugged wild trout stream, climbing into and out of several box canyons along the way. While in town, we'll explore Sante Fe's rich historical past, with hundreds of years of Pueblo, Spanish, Mexican, and finally American inhabitants. This eclectic and diverse mix of cultures creates a one-of-a-kind historical experience with opportunities to embrace the past around every corner. Lastly, we'll highlight some of Sante Fe's exquisitely well-preserved historical architecture in the Spanish Pueblo and Territorial Revival styles, which is now known colloquially around the world as the Sante Fe style. Please join me today as we fish, explore, and embrace our very next trout town in Sante Fe, New Mexico. Sante Fe, the fourth largest city in the state of New Mexico, also the capital of New Mexico, and the county seat of Sante Fe County. Founded in 1610 as the capital of Nuevo Mexico, it makes Sante Fe the oldest state capital in the United States. Geographically, it's also the highest altitude of any U.S. capital, with an elevation of almost 7,200 feet. Sante Fe is widely considered one of the country's great art cities due to its art galleries and art museums. Sante Fe is also well known for its Adobe-style Pueblo Revival and Territorial Revival architecture, and not to mention its distinctive New Mexican cuisine. With hundreds of years of Native American, Spanish, Mexican, and American history, let's dive in. The area in and around Sante Fe was originally occupied by indigenous Tanoan peoples who lived in numerous Pueblo villages along the Rio Grande River. One of the earliest known settlements in what is now known as downtown Sante Fe came around 900 AD. I took French in high school, so please bear with me for the next couple of minutes. Don Juan de Anote led the first Spanish effort to colonize the region in 1598, establishing Sante Fe de Nuevo Mexico as a province of New Spain and the Spanish Empire. New Mexico's second Spanish governor, Don Pedro de Peralta, founded a new city at the foot of the Sangre de Cristo Mountains in 1607, which he called, in English, the Royal Town of the Holy Faith of St. Francis of Assisi. In 1610, he designated it as the capital of the province, which it has almost constantly remained, making it the oldest state capital in the United States. With a lack of Native American representation within the province of Sante Fe de Nuevo Mexico, this led in 1680 to the Pueblo Revolt, when different groups of native Pueblo people were successful in driving the Spaniards out of New Mexico all the way to El Paso. The Pueblo people continued running New Mexico from the Palace of the Governors in Sante Fe from 1680 to 1692. The territory was then reconquered in 1692 by Don Diego de Vargas through the so-called Bloodless Reconquest, which was criticized as violent even at the time. The next governor, Francisco Cuervo y Valdez, started to broker peace. Sante Fe was Spain's provincial seat at the outbreak of the Mexican War of Independence in 1810. The city's status as the capital of the Mexican territory of Sante Fe de Nuevo Mexico was formalized in the 1824 Constitution after Mexico achieved independence from Spain. When the Republic of Texas seceded from Mexico in 1836, it attempted to claim Sante Fe and other parts of Nuevo Mexico as part of the western portion of Texas along the Rio Grande River. And in 1841, a small military and trading expedition set out from Austin, intending to take control of the Sante Fe Trail. This expedition was known as the Texan Sante Fe Expedition. With a force poorly prepared, it was easily captured by the New Mexican military. Another historical development which took place during the Mexican era of Sante Fe's history is the establishment of the Sante Fe Trail, which was a 19th century route which connected central North America, specifically Franklin, Missouri, with Sante Fe, New Mexico. For decades, starting in the 1820s, the Sante Fe Trail was used as a commercial highway for economic development in the region. In 1846, the United States declared war on Mexico, and by 1848, the United States officially gained New Mexico through the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo. Let's go America. In 1851, John Baptiste Lamy arrived in Sante Fe, becoming the Bishop of New Mexico, Arizona, Utah, and Colorado. As part of the New Mexico campaign of the Civil War, General Henry Sibley occupied the city, flying the Confederate flag over Sante Fe for a few days in March 1862. Sibley was forced to withdraw after Union troops destroyed his logistical trains following the Battle of Glorieta Pass. As railroads were extended into the western United States, Sante Fe was originally envisioned as an important stop on the Atchison, Topeka, and Santa Fe Railway. However, as the tracks were constructed into New Mexico, the civil engineers decided that it would be more practical to go through Lamy, a town in Santa Fe County to the south of Santa Fe. Later on, a branch line was completed from Lamy to Santa Fe in 1880. And the Denver and Rio Grande Western Railroad extended the narrow-gauge Chile line from the nearby city of Espanola to Santa Fe in 1886. Neither of these railroad lines were sufficient to offset the negative effects of Santa Fe having been bypassed by the main railroad route. Therefore, it suffered gradual economic decline into the early 20th century. This also coincided with Santa Fe starting to become a base for numerous writers and artists. In 1912, New Mexico was admitted as the United States' 47th state, with Santa Fe being its capital. At this time, with an approximate population of 5,000 people, the city's civic leaders designed and enacted a sophisticated city plan that incorporated elements of the contemporary City Beautiful movement, city planning, and historic preservation. During the 20th century, artists, writers, and retirees have been attracted to the cultural richness of the area, the beautiful landscape, and its dry climate. During this time, the city sponsored architectural restoration projects and erected new buildings according to the traditional techniques and styles, thus creating the Santa Fe style. Most of Santa Fe's tourist activities take place within the historic downtown, especially in and around the plaza, a one-block square adjacent to the Palace of the Governors, the original seat of New Mexico's territorial government since the time of Spanish colonization. In addition to Santa Fe's history, architecture, and New Mexican cuisine, there are also many outdoor pursuits nearby, namely Santa Fe National Forest, Valles Caldera National Preserve, the Bandelier National Monument, and for those of you who ski, Ski Santa Fe. With millions of acres of public land, Santa Fe is a mecca for hiking, biking, skiing, and even trout fishing, which can be done in this beautiful, wild, and arid landscape. Now, with that brief history provided, let's go give the Pecos River the old college try. Alright, so just an hour outside of downtown historic Santa Fe, we are in the Pecos Wilderness, surrounded by Santa Fe National Forest. We just hiked probably a good 30-45 minutes from a national forest camping and day use area. And what you're looking at right here is the upper reaches of the Pecos River. So the Pecos River, super popular, stocked with rainbow trout heavily, and also has some wild browns. We are right above Cowles, so we really truly are kind of getting up to the headwaters section. As you can see, relatively small. It does turn into a larger medium-sized freestone stream, 10-15 miles below us, but I really wanted to get away from the crowds. I tried fishing here on a Tuesday earlier this week at like 7 a.m. It was freaking packed, so I decided to get out here super early. It's about 6:30 a.m. Should have a lot of this water to myself, and hopefully we'll get on some smaller sized wild browns. I do have my 8'6" 4-weight fly rod. It's very cold. It's about maybe 50 degrees right now. It probably won't get any higher than maybe the mid 70s up here in the mountains. We are at about 9,000 foot elevation, quite high up. Anyways, we're gonna start pushing upstream, very tight, but we're gonna try to make it work and hopefully just catch a few, maybe a handful of wild trout. So let's see how it goes. I just got on my first fish, hit the Prince nymph. Feels okay, feels pretty good. Let's get him over here. He's a little guy, but he's fighting really hard. Ooh, got him. All right, so we just got a solid 8-inch wild brown trout. Let's get the hook at him, take a look at him. All right, so very early on, just got our first wild brown trout. Let's take a look at him. Very beautiful, stream bred, wild brown, probably about 8 inches. Let's get him out of here. Woo.
All right, so what we just caught that last brown on is just a little, probably size 16 Prince Nymph, have probably 12, 14 feet of leader and tippet, and then just a teeny tiny indicator. Seems to be a lot of wild browns in here. As soon as it warms up and the sun comes out, I think I'm gonna switch to dry fly fishing. I had a bunch of browns slap my indicator. So I think the fish are definitely looking up. So I'll probably tie on like a little caddis or something, but for right now, we're gonna stick with the Prince Nymph, kind of see what happens. Although it's a small stream, there's definitely fishable water in here, which is lovely. All right, so we got one wild brown on the board. The stream, as you can imagine with a productive headwater stream, it gets pretty tight. So anytime I see any open area like this, I'm gonna take it and then wait to see where the stream opens up again. I've seen dozens of wild browns so far. So this is definitely a highly productive area. It's just because of all the brush and shrubbery and trees and bushes, it's gonna be tough to find really good, easy casting lanes. I ideally should have a 7'6" 3-weight. I have an 8'6" 4-weight. Kind of is what it is. But yeah, it looks like it opens up over here. So let's get back after it. All right, just got my first fish on a dry. They were smacking my indicator quite often, my pink indicator, and I figured if they're smacking an indicator, they're looking up. So I switched to a tan caddis. Just got a kind of medium sized for this stream. Wild brown, not small, not big. Hopefully we can land him here. Looks like another wild brown. Oh. All right, ooh, okay, so I don't know if this is a wild rainbow or if this is a small stalker, but we got like a 7-inch, I'm gonna call it a stalker, 7-inch, teeny tiny rainbow, but that's okay, we'll take it. So let's get the hook out of him and take a look at him. All right, so we got what I will call a shocker stalker, insofar as I know they stock the hell out of the lower Pecos, but up here it seems to be just wild brown trout, potentially a cutthroat trout. I know there's some Rio Grande cutthroats in some of the tributaries, maybe not on the main stem, but yeah, this is a like surprise 7-inch stocked rainbow trout. So that's interesting. Let's take a look at him and get him out of here. Hold on, bud, hold on. Got some decent colors, not bad, not bad. Hold on, bud, hold on, we'll get you out of here. Hold on. These rainbows are pretty feisty. Not bad, not bad. Let's get him right out of here. He's got some decent colors. Definitely a stalker though. His fins look a little stunted, but that's great. So they are smacking dries. I think we're gonna stick with dries now for the rest of the day, as long as we keep getting bites. And yeah, let's keep rolling. Oh, got him. Got him. Oh. Hold on, bud. Just a little wild brown hit the tan caddis. Again, I'll take a look at him. Not even gonna net him. I got my rod in my mouth, not even gonna net him. Hold on, bud. Oh, nice little wild brown. We love seeing the different age classes. That's great. Nice little 3-incher. Get out of here, bud. Get out of here. Got one. This one feels pretty good. He's running. This one feels pretty good. It might be a stock rainbow. It's fighting really hard. He came up and sipped this caddis. Now he may be small and just putting up a good fight, but he feels good. What do we got? I think that might be a stock rainbow. Which again, surprised they're stocking this far up. But that's okay. Yeah, that's a rainbow. That's a rainbow, that's okay. That's a normal size looking stalker. Let's see if we can get him over here. Got him. All right, so yeah, that's actually a beaut. That's a beautiful, beautiful stalker. Holy cow. If I didn't know any better, I would say that's a wild fish, but I don't think there's any wild rainbows in this stream, but gorgeous, gorgeous fish. So let's get the hook out of them, take a look at them. All right, so we just got an absolutely gorgeous. I'm not usually a huge fan of stocked fish, especially in wild streams like this, but this rainbow looks really good, like really good. If I didn't know any better, I'd say this was a wild guy. I would, but I don't think I'm bold enough to say that. And I don't know enough about this stream, but this is a gorgeous fish. So let's quick take a look at him here. He's got a lot of vigor. We like vigor. Yeah, this is a gorgeous, gorgeous fish. Really good looking fish. Let's get him out. Oh, and he's right there. He's out of here. He's out of here. Not a great release, but he kind of just plopped out of my hand. Anyways, great fish. Beautiful colors. Let's keep rolling. All right, just got a fish. Feels decent. Not huge, but he's fighting. Again, hit the caddis dry fly. Not sure if this is a brown or maybe another rainbow. Kind of feels like a brown. Oh, that's a brown. That's a brown. All right, nice little medium-sized brown, probably about 5-6 inches. Let's get the hook out of him, take a look at him. So after catching a couple stocked rainbows, it is lovely to get back to these beautiful, beautiful yellow and red, or yellow and brown with red spot wild browns. This is probably a good 5 inches. Oh, and he popped right out of the net. That's okay. We touched him, it counts. That's trout number, I want to say 5. All right, so we got 5 trouts so far, 3 wild browns, 2 presumably stocked rainbows, just coming up around this, I think it's a horse trail. I got these beautiful, I could be wrong, but I want to say ponderosa pines. I think the red bark is indicative of these ponderosa pines. Another one there, another one there. Hope I'm accurate in saying that. I think there's also, what are they? Douglas firs. I believe these really tall trees are Douglas firs. I assume because this is a national forest, there is definitely some, you know, responsible logging. But really nice, big trees in here, which obviously provides excellent shade for all of these wild fish in the summer heat. Although at this elevation, it really doesn't get that warm, I don't think. But anyways, yeah, beautiful forest I'm walking through. Beautiful little stream. Nice little trail. Really couldn't ask for more. So let's go fish for another hour. Call it a day. Go back to Sante Fe. Just got what feels like a little guy. Yeah, it's a nice little wild brown. Got him. All right, so that's probably a solid 6-inch wild brown. Not too bad. So let's get the hook out of him, take a look at him. Not a bad fish here for such a small stream. At least the headwaters section. So let's take a look at him quick. Beautiful wild brown, probably about 6 inches. Let's get him right out of here. All right, so we're cutting through this beautiful little, I don't know what you want to call it, like a mini box canyon or something. Really nice. We're only gonna fish for maybe 15-20 more minutes. Looks like there's some pretty good water straight ahead, so let's navigate around here, see if we can catch 1 or 2 more fish, and then we're gonna call it a day. Got him. Got him. All right, so we just got another gorgeous, small-sized, wild brown, exquisite colors, probably about 5 inches. Let's get him right out of here. See you later, bud. All right, so with a hummingbird fluttering by, let's quick wrap up for today. So we're on the upper reaches of the Pecos River in the Pecos Wilderness area of Sante Fe National Forest, just an hour outside of downtown historic Santa Fe. We managed to catch, I think, 7 or 8 trout total, mostly wild browns, kind of on the smaller side. Biggest was maybe 8 or 9 inches. Also caught a couple stocked rainbows, one of which was probably about 10 or 11 inches, looked really good. I think that's all we have from here. I have a solid hour hike back to my car, and then we're headed back to Santa Fe.
Architecturally, Santa Fe was laid out by the Spanish according to the Law of the Indies. These were town planning rules established in 1573 by King Philip II. The fundamental principle was that the town had to be laid out around a central plaza. On its north side was the Palace of the Governors, while on the east side was the church, which later became the Cathedral Basilica of St. Francis of Assisi. As the city grew throughout the 19th century, the building styles evolved as well, so that by statehood in 1912, the eclectic nature of the buildings caused it to look like anywhere USA. At this time, the city government realized that the economic decline, which had started more than 20 years before with the railroad moving west and the federal government closing down Fort Marcy, might be reversed by the promotion of tourism. To increase tourism, the city created the idea of imposing a unified building style, specifically the Spanish Pueblo Revival style, including features borrowed from many old adobe homes and churches built many years before and also found in the pueblos surrounding Santa Fe, along with the earth-toned looks, which were indicative of the old adobe exteriors. After 1912, this style became official. All buildings were to be built using these elements, and by 1930, this was brought in to include the Territorial Style, which was indicative of certain buildings during the pre-statehood period. Now that we provided a brief high-level overview of Santa Fe's architectural style, let's take a look at some specific landmarks. Here we have the Cathedral Basilica of St. Francis of Assisi. This cathedral was built by Archbishop John Baptiste Lamy between 1869 and 1886 on the site of an older adobe church. Influenced by the French-born Archbishop Lamy, and in dramatic contrast to the surrounding adobe structures, St. Francis Cathedral was designed in the Romanesque Revival style. The towers were originally planned to be topped with dramatic 160-foot steeples, but due to the lack of funds, these were never built. And the cathedral was built from yellow limestone blocks quarried nearby at the present site of Lamy. Here we have Loretto Chapel. This chapel was commissioned by the Sisters of Loretto for their girls' school, Loretto Academy, in 1873. Additionally, this chapel was built from locally quarried sandstone, and it took 5 years to complete, being officially consecrated in 1878. It is most well known for its unusual helix-shaped spiral staircase, also known as the Miraculous Stair. Next up, we have the Palace of the Governors, built in 1610 by Pedro de Peralta, the newly appointed governor of Santa Fe de Nueva Mexico, which covered most of modern-day American Southwest. Over the years, the palace changed hands a number of times, as did the territory of New Mexico, seeing the Pueblo Revolt in 1680, the Spanish Return in 1693, Mexican Independence in 1821, American territorial status in 1848, and U.S. statehood in 1912. The architectural style indicative of the Palace of the Governors is known as the Territorial Style Pueblo architecture. Lastly, we have the San Miguel Mission, built originally in 1610. It is often referred to as the oldest church in the contiguous United States of America. The church was rebuilt twice, once in the mid to late 17th century and again in 1710 following the Pueblo Revolt. The architectural style is that of adobe construction in the Romanesque fortress church style. In addition to the unique Santa Fe style architecture, we'd be remiss if we didn't highlight a few of the museums in town as well. With over a dozen museums to choose from, we wanted to highlight the New Mexico Museum of Art, the Museum of Contemporary Native Arts, the Georgia O'Keeffe Museum, and especially the New Mexico History Museum. Now, if you'll indulge me for just a few minutes, we're going to go on an architectural walking tour of Santa Fe, New Mexico, and then, I promise, we'll get back to catching some nice trout.
All right, so just about an hour outside of downtown Santa Fe, I am just on the outskirts of the Valles Caldera National Preserve. I believe I'm in Santa Fe National Forest, like the Gemez, some type of protected public lands. Anyways, we are looking right now, although this is a very diminutive stream, we are looking at one of the streams coming out of the Valles Caldera National Preserve. And although it's very small in size, there should be some wild brown trout in here. So I have my 8'6" 4-weight, a little bit big for this small stream, fly rod. And yeah, we got a nice 4-mile stretch of this stream. I just got dropped off at one trailhead. I am working my way through some pretty extensive wilderness areas, some canyon areas down here right outside of Santa Fe, New Mexico. So yeah, I mean, we're gonna try to catch some wild browns on nymphs, on dries, a little bit of everything. It is quite cool. It's about 7:30 a.m. Can't be more than 58 degrees. I am wearing wading shorts. Quite cold. But anyways, yeah, let's start pushing in and start fishing. So leaving Santa Fe, where it's, I wouldn't say deserty, but it's definitely arid. There's some of those, you know, smaller bushy trees. I'm from Pennsylvania, so obviously, you know, I don't know the exact flora down here, but in here, in and around the Valles Caldera, it's like you're in freaking like Wyoming or something. It's quite different. Really lovely. I am watching my 6 because, I mean, there's black bears here. I don't really worry too much about black bears. We have a lot of those in Pennsylvania, but there's definitely mountain lions around here for sure. And I know I'd be lucky to see one, but I also don't necessarily want to see one. I got bear spray and a big Benchmade bushcrafter knife, but, you know, would not like to have to use that if possible. So let's check out right here. Ooh, just had a bite. Just had my first bite. Just got a little guy. Little guy. We'll take it. We'll take it. Let's get him over here. Oh, all right, got him. Just got our first wild brown in all of New Mexico. That's wonderful. Probably about 3-4 inches. Let's get the hook at him, take a look at him. All right, so just a real little guy. He's actually about to go right through the net. Hopefully he doesn't. All right, so real little guy. Let's take a look at him quick. Beautiful little wild brown, beautiful little wild brown. Let's get him right out of here. See you later, bud. All right, so I know they tend to run a little small in this stream. They can get, from what I've read, up to, you know, 12, 14. Not sure we're going to catch any of those today, but that's a great start. Hit the small size, maybe like 16, 18, probably 16, tan caddis, so that's wonderful. Oh, got him. Got him. Little guy. Little guy. A little bit smaller than the last guy, probably about 3 inches. Not even gonna net him. Just gonna wet my hands. Oh, not a bad little guy. Probably about 3 inches. I know they do get up to like 12, 14 in here, if you can believe it, for such small water. Beautiful little fish. Let's get him right out of here. See you later, bud. So, even though it's barely 8:30 a.m., they are munching dries in here, which is wonderful. I do not want to nymph this small water. Got him. Got him. Little guy. Another little guy. We'll take it. Oh, all right. So number 3. Nothing big in here, but quite a bit of them. Wetting my hands. Not going to net this guy. Too small. Well, not the bigger ones. Not these little guys. Probably about 3-inch fish. Nice to see the different age classes. Beautiful reds. Adipose fin. Get out of here, bud. Get out of here. I just got what I think is the best so far today. I wouldn't say much bigger, but definitely bigger than the other 3. This is probably 5-6 inches, so we'll take it. If I can land him. Feels pretty good. At least for this stream, feels pretty good. Oh, got him. All right, yeah, dude, that's like a 6 or 7 inch wild freaking brown. So although I know they get bigger on this stream, this is a pretty solid fish for these conditions. So let's take a look at him quick. Oh yeah, dude, this is a solid fish. Solid fish. Probably about 8 inches, a little skinny, but that's okay. Let's get him right out of here. Beaut fish, beautiful, probably 7, 8 inches. Absolutely gorgeous. Let's get him right out of here. See you later, bud. So we just got up to this beautiful waterfall. I tried dry fly fishing, didn't catch anything. I'm gonna need to go up and around this box canyon. I hope it doesn't last too long. We shall see. But yeah, let me work my way up and around, being very sure-footed. Definitely gonna take my time up through here. But yeah, I mean, it's crazy that an hour outside of Sante Fe, which is relatively arid, you can be in these really neat areas where there's a lot of water. I mean, I guess not a lot of water. This is a small stream, but it's still really neat. So from my vantage point up here, I'm almost around the beautiful box canyon. I thought it was a stick or something, but I can see if I had to guess from here, like a 12, 13 inch wild brown right around that bend, right next to the edge. And he hasn't moved in a couple minutes. I've been watching him. So I think if I get into position, and there's a lot of bugs, I can see the bugs fluttering up and down. So there's definitely some hatches going on. That trout is on the move. It just scared away a smaller trout. It must be in a nice feeding lane right there. See a couple others. So I'm gonna try to toss this Adams right at that big ass fish. I can't believe it's that big in this small stream. Let's go. Just got a fish. It's fighting hard. I don't think it's too big, but it's fighting pretty hard. That's not bad. It's probably about 6 inches, 7 inches. Not bad. Hit a larger sized tan caddis. My other tan caddis kind of died on me. This isn't bad. This is the second best fish of the day. We can get him in the net. This will be fish number 5 if we can land him. Got him. All right, so that's a good 6, 7 inch, healthy, thick, wild brown. So let's get the hook at him, take a look at him. All right, so second best fish of the day. Wet in my hands. Ooh, beaut, 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 beaut. Really nice. Let's get him right out of here. See you later, bud. See you later. So it looks like we're about to come into another smaller box canyon. I'm hoping it doesn't get too deep or too difficult to get around, because I am past the point of no return and I don't see any people trails up over it. So let's go in here assuming I'm okay. Before I go into the box canyon, a new word in my repertoire, there's this big open, I don't think it's that deep, a big open pool where I found today the fish don't seem to be in the riffles, which is surprising, at least not for me today. They are in this slower, kind of slack water. Oh, son of a gun, just had one. I've missed probably 10 fish that I had hooked and they popped off. But that does happen. Water is incredibly slow moving here. I can see my fly just ever so slowly drifting toward me. Did just miss one. We've probably missed 5 in the last 5 minutes. And we only have 5 total. So what do you know? Ooh, there's a fish. All right, so I'm starting to see fish rise. Most of the morning, I haven't really seen any fish rise at all. I've caught them on dries, but I haven't seen them rise. Let's put it right over on the money, right there. That was not where I wanted it. Got one. Ooh, little guy, but we've missed a lot recently, so hopefully we can land this guy. Got him. All right, probably another 4-inch wild brown, number 6. Whew, missed a lot recently, so we will take it. Let's get the hook at him, take a look at him. Another really beautiful wild brown. Real beautiful. Excellent colors. Let's get him out of here. All right, so we got a series of waterfalls up here. Just got into this box canyon. It ends right there. There is no way I'm gonna be able to get up over that, I don't think. So after I cast into this nice looking pool, I am gonna backtrack and see if I can get up and around this. All right, so I just got out of that box canyon. I think I found a nice, kind of sketchy, steep way out, but it definitely looks like people have used this in the past. So this is what we're gonna go with. Climbing on my hands and knees, but that's okay. Let's get up and out of here. Oh yeah, here we go, here we go. So I hate to say this, but I am a little scared of heights, and if you see, whoo, that's death. We're just gonna keep on the side. Got the box canyon waterfall right here. Hopefully once we get over it, the box canyon is over and we can get back to fishing. It's pretty brushy in here, but yeah, I think we made it. It's funny, for being only honestly like an hour away from Santa Fe, it's like a completely different world in here. Completely different ecosystem, different everything. Got another one. Hopefully we can land this one. Another brown. Another brown. Ooh, got him. All right, probably a solid 5-inch brown, right in the middle of the road for today. So let's get the hook at him, take a look at him. Another gorgeous fish. I mean, the reds on these fish are absolutely incredible. Beautiful fish. Let's get him right out of here. See you later, bud. See you later. Got him. Got him. Got him. He feels all right. Definitely a medium-sized one. Oh, he's all right. He's all right. Might be like the second best of the day if I can land him. Oh, got him. All right, yeah, that might be the second or third best fish of the day. So let's get the hook at him, take a look at him. Second best fish of the day, probably 7 or 8 inches. Really nice. Let's get him right out of here. See you later, bud. So, whew, man, I'm tired. I'm going up and around another box canyon, being very careful. If I slipped and fell, I would die. So taking my time. I think very shortly I'm going to be connecting with another trail. Like I parked 4 miles this way, heading 4 miles this way, and there's another trail. It kind of looks like it may be over there, but anyways, once I get on that trail, I'm only going to do a little bit more fishing. I think it's going to be crowded with a lot of hikers, potentially fishermen. So we're only going to fish a little while longer. This is an outstanding area. I'm hoping I can get back down to the water at some point, but as of right now, we're just cutting around. Feisty for being just like medium-sized. He's feisty. Let's get him over here. Oh, hold on, bud, hold on. All right, got him. Not even gonna net him. This one's probably about 4 or 5 inches. Again, stunning red colors. These fish are absolutely beautiful. Wet in my hands. Hands are just soaking wet. This one's feisty. He's got a lot of vigor, but we like vigor, so that's okay. Beautiful fish, number 9. Let's get him right out of here. Woo. All right, so with thunderous storm clouds approaching, we're gonna wrap up on this beautiful little tributary stream coming out of the Valles Caldera. We managed to catch, I think, 9, 10, 11 wild browns. Biggest was probably, I don't know, 8, 9 inches max. A lot of fun. Scrambling into and out of these box canyons was quite sketchy, but definitely rewarding. So that's all we got from this stream.
From all of us here at Trout Town, and by all of us, I sadly just mean myself, we'd like to thank you for watching today's episode. If you have any other trout towns you'd like me to visit, please drop me a comment in the comment section of this video. Also, if you enjoyed this video and would like to see me visit other trout towns across this great country, please consider subscribing to the Traveling Trout Co channel to give my life meaning. Also, go ahead and tap that like button. Just give it a tap. Trout Town, brought to you by Traveling Trout Co, a company that's not really a company in any meaningful or significant way. Stay trouty, folks.